Hello everyone and welcome to Battle of the Beast, battle number 16 I believe. I think it's 16. Let me just check, sorry. Okay, checking now. Yeah, battle number 16. So yeah, welcome to Battle of the Beast, battle number 16, where we have the battle of two more beasts. This is obviously the specials generation, hence why battle number 16 instead of episode number 103, I believe it will be. Not entirely sure on that one. But yep, here we have Ferrok the Iron Soldier versus Verak the Storm King. Now, I will say there may be a bit of an obvious disadvantage for one of the beasts, but bear in mind they have an assistant in. They have an assistant in this battle. Was one has controlled the weather, so it should be fine. I like to think so anyway. So for this battle, I don't know where to have them fight. One was fought in the Bay of Gwildor, and the other one was fought in Avantia. So how about? There's not really anywhere where it's good for both of them. I can't think of an area. I'm tempted to say more a lake, maybe a lake. So, or maybe. Okay, so what we'll do is instead of the Bay of Gwildor, we'll go to the Bay of Avantia. That way, they're both technically in their home territory ish. Okay, so yeah, that's probably not the best area, but is the only one I can think of, I'm afraid. So let's get into this. Ferrok is just wandering around Avantia towards the bay, having a good view of the ocean, when suddenly a storm rides in, and rain starts splashing down, and the rain starts hissing off his armour, sending up steam. Ferrok is confused by the sudden change of weather, looks out towards the ocean, and sees a purple spike, like a shark fin, but not a shark fin, jetted out from the top of the ocean, coming closer and closer. Ferrok pays his full attention to it, turns around facing it, and shortly after the fin has come very close to the edge, out pops Verak, beastly, gory and all. Beastly, gore and all, I don't know. And he roars directly at Ferrok, thinking that Ferrok's on his territory. Yeah, I've got some news for you, Verak. So Verak starts scuttling out of the ocean, going towards Ferrok, and Ferrok charges up to hit Verak with his sword, knocking his head to one side, and but he gets knocked back by one of Verak's claws, knocking him backwards, back off the sand into the onto the grass. Into the fields, let's say. Ferrok, realising he's a bit outmatched, he puts his thumb and finger towards his mouth and whistles, and over in the distance we see a silhouette flying up towards Ferrok, and it's actually Petrix being controlled by Ferrok, because Ferrok didn't kill Petrix, he just won the battle. That's a unique twist, where Ferrok didn't actually kill the beast. Yay! And Ferrok points towards Verak, and Petrix follows the order and goes straight towards Verak, slicing and whipping Verak with his tail and wings. Verak, having a tough shell, is barely feeling it, but is feeling it just barely, and reaches claws up to grab hold of Petrix's tail, pulls him down to the ground, where he gets yanked down, and his wings slice the side of Verak's face, just missing the eyes though. Verak, still having one claw on his tail and having another claw pinned around his neck, opens his mouth and bites down on Petrix's body, which is made of steel, but he uses so much force where it breaks through and he tears a big chunk out of Petrix. Verak also closes in the claw that's round his neck, chopping it off, lifts the tail, swings it round, and chucks it into the ocean. Petrix is now officially dead. Oof. However, whilst Verak was distracted by Petrix, Ferrok is nowhere to be seen. And when Verak starts looking left and right, he looks left first, but when he looks right, he's greeted by a sword hitting him directly across the face, which is covered in lava, just leaving an indent on his face and blinding one of his eyes. Verak goes to reach a claw out towards Ferrok, but is blocked by the arm, and the claw is grabbing onto Ferrok's arm. Verak increases the pressure, but all Ferrok does is uses his sword and slices the claw off, or hacks at it. He doesn't slice it off, but it causes enough pain for Verak to let go and release his grip, only to turn around as fast as he can, hitting Ferrok with his tail, knocking him to the side back onto the sand. Whilst Verak is bear in mind it's raining, so Ferrok's armor is still sizzling. So with that, Verak goes back into the ocean and starts waving his tail up and down, hitting the water, just splashing Ferrok. Ferrok is just taking that because he can't really do anything to take it, and he just taking up the pain, gets up and tries to get away out of the splash zone as quick as he can. But whilst he's doing that, and Verak realises what Ferrok's doing, he gets out of the water and pinches a claw around Ferrok's legs, pulls him back down, and Verak starts scuttling back into the ocean, bringing Ferrok with him. Ferrok realises if he goes into that ocean, he's gonna lose. So what Ferrok does is that he starts hacking away at Verak's claws, trying to make him let go. But what Verak does, he gets his other claw and wraps it round Ferrok's arm that's holding his sword, and pulls it up where he can't actually use it, and he's just trying to wave it, but he can't do it. And what Verak now does is that he opens his mouth and bites into the chest and stomach area of Ferrok. Obviously, it's burning his mouth, but Verak bears the pain and turns around and just scuttles back into the ocean, bringing Ferrok with him. Ferrok is now completely submerged underwater. He's completely shrouded in steam, but his fire is going out. His armor starts beginning to rust, and due to the rapid change in temperature, it starts cracking as well. To the point where Verak just releases his grip on him entirely, and just knocks him backwards more into the ocean with his claw. And Ferrok looks down at his armor to see that it's shattered completely now from that one hit. Ferrok swims over as quick as he can to slash at Verak, and Verak just sits there and takes it. Ferrok hits Verak with his sword in the face. Verak doesn't even flinch, and when Ferrok looks back at his sword, it's been broken by, yet again, a rapid change in temperature. As soon as Ferrok realises, he looks back at Verak, only to be greeted by a massive chomp on his head, bites him down, decapitating Ferrok. And what Verak does is that he grabs the body of Ferrok and chucks it back out onto land, right onto the sand for, let's say, the vultures to feast on. So with that being said, Ferrok has lost, Verak has won. Now, what I will say is, technically it was 2 beasts against 1, but the 1 beast still won. And that's for the simple reason, I tried to give the arena a bit of a fair advantage to both of them, where the first half was fighting Ferrok on land. No, it was fighting Verak on land for Ferrok. But since they are near the ocean and there was a storm during that time, that's why Verak had the advantage. Ferrok also had a bit of an advantage with his Petheric slave at his disposal, but unfortunately that won't really help much considering the fact that Petherics would not have won against Verak anyway if they went against each other. And that really pains me to say because I really do like Petherics. So yeah, if you think Ferrok should have won, please in the comments below why you think that. But even though Ferrok had some advantage, there was no way he would have survived if he got dragged into the water. So yeah, Verak would have, I think, would have won most of the percentage wise anyway. There's a couple of you guys that do comment who you think would win and how percentage wise or how sure you are. Most of the time you guys are spot on with how I would see it, how what percentage is like when a result is done. But sometimes there are some that I don't really agree with. I'm not going to say which ones because I can't think of any examples at the moment. But Kyrax versus Magor, I do agree with that. Magor did have a chance in winning, but Kyrax had a higher chance. But yeah, Ferrok has lost to Verak, and Ferrok is now out of this tournament. So yeah, unfortunately Ferrok did lose, but that's alright. Verak still moves on, and Verak has proven to be a very formidable opponent, beating Okawa and Ferrok. One that gets boosted powers by the water, and one that gets kind of unfazed by the rain, but does get weaker by the water. If Verak can go against a beast which is kind of neutral with the water, I like to see who would win that time. But we still got 2 more rounds of round 2 to go, and then we'll be going on to round 3, where I think we'll have this is the 4th, where we'll have 7 beasts left. Which 7 will they be? We already know 4 of them. What will the other 3 be? Till then, I'll be down the Ferns. Peace out.